Is it on? I think it's on. Sweet. All right, so this is my first live stream. I'm not really sure how well this is going to go. I'm having power flickers right now because it's kind of really storming out and raining. So hopefully the power doesn't go out while I'm in here. There's comments already. So what I'm gonna try and do is, because I'm using my phone to record, I'm going to use my old phone to read the comments so I don't have to go up really close and all that. So this is my first live stream. Let's see how well this goes. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while, ever since I started seeing people live stream. I've wanted to do it, but haven't been able to do it because time and all that stuff. So yeah, basically just answering all your questions. There's already a bunch of comments and already 98 people watching. Holy crap. Okay, so yeah. So yes, I am back from Florida. I've been back for a week and a day. I was supposed to be down there for a month or two, but things happened, and my boss had to call it quits and just sent everybody home and all that stuff. But I may be going back down to Florida to go back down. There may be another hurricane that's going to hit the upper part of Florida for some, I don't know what's going to go on, but he may send me back down there and all that stuff. So right now I'm trying to get a couple videos ready for you guys so I can upload that. Wow, there's a lot of comments. Okay, I'm gonna try and answer. You should build a drift go-kart. A drift go-kart. That would be kind of cool. Just I would have to put really small tires on it. I actually do have 10-inch diameter PVC. I have like 12 feet of it. So if I had 10-inch diameter tires for a go-kart, I could totally do that. That'd be pretty cool. What country are you in North Carolina? I'm in Statesville, North Carolina. I am in Asheville, North Carolina. Actually technically Weaverville. So, I just call it Asheville because everybody's heard of Asheville. Almost everybody. Please build another off-road go-kart. Those are my favorites. I've wanted to, make another off-road. I think I consider this off-road. I think, what about the lathe? I know I haven't made a video about the lathe yet. I love that thing. That thing's running strong. I do really need to change the entire spindle of the lathe. The bearings are starting to go out. I actually did buy better bearings for it, but I just haven't yet, gotten the time to, put them on. So I do want to make a video about the lathe because I need to do an update. It works fine. It's awesome. There's a little bit of chatter, but I think I'm not going to be able to get rid of that just because it's homemade. Again, it's not perfect. It's a homemade lathe, but it's a lot better than nothing. So, and I think I only spent maybe $500 building that thing. So, yeah. Drift trike. Bunch of question marks. I've built a lot of drift trikes. The area where I live, it's a lot of hills, so drift trikes don't really work that well because you don't want to get up the hill, or the thing won't want to get up the hill because mainly out my driveway there's that steep hill. So that's why I really haven't done that many drift trikes. I have done two of them where the tires were flat and it felt like drift trikes, but I have more traction. So I do. I actually have been wanting to pull those things back out, put the motors back on, and actually paint them. That'd be pretty cool. First name. I think I realize I don't really say that much. I don't say my name at all, and a couple people in the very bad connection. Oh crap. So my phone's saying very bad connection. Hopefully, is is the is it working? Is it still on? Somebody comment that the thing is still on because my camera is saying poor connection. I don't know if it's working. You're cutting in and out. Ah, crap. Is it offline? No, it's online, but I'm using a Wi-Fi extender that I bought today, so I'm not sure how well this is going to work. Very bad connection. Okay, this is not working. But I'm still getting comments. Let's see what... I don't know. I'm just gonna continue. If it cuts out, then I'll maybe restart. It's still saying very bad connection, but you know, where's the original motorcycle? You could follow me on Garage Amino, please. The original motorcycle, the Suzuki GS500, that thing I took apart and took the engine and put it in the go-kart that I'm sitting on right now. So that's what happened to that motorcycle, if that's the one that you're talking about. I lost connection. Try the other garage. Is the last go-kart you built with the motorcycle engine something you would sell? If so, how much? Is the last go-kart the dune buggy? I'm not really wanting to sell this thing. It's way too much fun, and I still have to do a lot of stuff. I want to paint this thing. I want to paint it, but to do that, it would cost around $200 worth of spray paint. I figured it out, and yeah, that's a lot of spray paint because this frame is pretty big, but I want to paint it orange and black. I don't know how well that would look, but I think that would be a pretty cool color. Every time I watch your videos, it sounds like Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld? I've heard that name before. Huh. Do you think you would build a full-size sand rail? Eventually. Eventually, I'd love to build bigger projects, better projects, and yes, eventually I'm hoping to, build something of that size. Make an RC go-kart. I'm trying to make one right now and I'm stuck. If you make one, I can follow it and that helps. An RC go-kart, that kind of takes all the fun out of a go-kart. The fun of a go-kart is you being able to ride in it. That's what I think, but I do see how an RC go-kart is fun. Let your friend jump in it, you control it, and freak them out. That'd be kind of fun. I should do that to Ryan. Will you ever make a cafe racer build? You mean like a barstool racer? I've wanted to make a barstool racer for a while, but I'm trying to prioritize what I build and how fast and how what I do. So eventually I'd love to do that. I live on You need to build an off-road lawnmower. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. You should do an aluminum casting for a quick series. I've tinkered around with melting aluminum and all that stuff, but I just can't find a burner that will, get hot enough to melt aluminum. I've done it a couple times, but then it melted. the burner melted itself, so I tried rebuilding it. Didn't really work out, but I have tried to do that. Original mini motorcycle. The thing behind me? Yes, I'm actually rebuilding it, if you guys can see. It's a lot shorter, and I took off the gearbox, the gearbox that I had on it, and it's actually up there. It was a cool design and a cool build, but the way that I had it set up with using a chain to connect the engine to the transmission didn't really work that well. The chain was whirling around so fast, and it was so loud that you're scared to put your foot next to it, and that's all you could hear was the chain whirling around really fast. And so it was a kind of a cool project, but it didn't really work that well, didn't run that well, and so I decided to take it apart, take the transmission out, replace it with a torque converter, and basically shorten up the frame, lower the seat, and all that stuff. So that'll be in the next video coming up maybe in 2 weeks. So yeah, it's behind me if you guys want to see it. I think it looks pretty cool. Not the 2-speed one with the Briggs. You mean the mini bike? If you guys haven't watched that video, I uploaded it today, and I put a Predator engine on it and a torque converter on it, and it's a lot more powerful and a lot more fun. But what welder do you use? I get that question a lot. I use a small farmhand 125 MIG flux welder. It's an awesome machine. It's worked for me for a long time, but I want to get a MIG solid welder, but right now they're too expensive. If you guys remember, I bought a stick welder, and kind of wish I didn't, because the one I bought is not that great. I don't know if I'm using the wrong electrodes or it's just not powerful enough, but what I'm having a hard time with is when I'm welding, the flux on the stick electrodes gets in between what I'm trying to weld, and I can't really push it out of the way. My welder's not strong enough to push the flux out of the way so I can actually weld in between it. So once I'm welding it, it's just, it's not connecting the two pieces of metal together. So it works, but it's not the best of stick welders, therefore I just don't really use it, and it's kind of just sits there on the shelf. I want to get more weld. I know my channel the name of it is Rather Be Welding, and I do more go-kart builds, so the name doesn't really work with what I do, but I really didn't plan on this channel getting so big, so therefore I didn't really think of the name and what it would, Do you have a tube bender? Yes, I have a hydraulic pipe bender that I bought from Harbor Freight. I can't really remember how much it was, but I think it was like $150, and I gotta say I'm I'm happy with it. I've had to replace the oil in it, and that's all I've had to do with it. There's literally no maintenance, and it works great as long as you use the right pipe. It works. That's what I found. If you use really thin wall tubing, it'll just kink and it'll bend, and it won't really work. You have to use I find pipe with like 1/8 of an inch thick wall works the best, no matter how big the diameter of the pipe is. As long as the wall thickness is around 1/8 of an inch, it works pretty well. So have you thought about collab with Cars and Cameras attempt 4? I've thought about it. I've thought about collaborating with the Cars and Cameras, Redbeard's Garage, and right now I'm so busy with everything that I do that I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I know last time Redbeard's Garage live streamed, he said that he wants me to email him, and I need to do that. I haven't done that yet. If you're Redbeard, if you're watching this, I know I haven't done that yet. I will soon email you. Are you going to be buying a new toolbox? I don't really use toolboxes because mainly all the tools I have just are around here, but I guess the answer would be yes. You said you had a Tractor Supply nearby. You can buy two-part single quart enamel paint to paint on cheap. You can cover several cars with that much. I've thought about, getting you just a can of paint and painting it on, but I like spray paint because I know it's not, the best for cost. It's a lot cheaper just to buy a, quart or a gallon of paint and just paint it on, but I like spray paint because it's more seamless. There's no brush strokes, and so I prefer spray paint. But yeah, that'd be a pretty good idea if they had the right color. I've actually looked into it, and they don't really have the neon orange that I want. They have it in the spray paint, but they don't have it in regular paint. Wow, that's a lot of comments. That is meant to be sprayed on with a compressor and a cheap spray gun. That's a good idea, because I do have that air compressor right there. That is a really, really good idea. A refrigerator go-kart. That would be a very interesting build, turning a refrigerator into a go-kart. I don't know how well that would work, but that'd be kind of cool, riding down the road. You're just sitting in a refrigerator, just driving down the road. That'd be pretty funny. Want to rip the GS 500, please. I know you guys really want to see the Doom Buggy and see what it really does, but I don't really have anywhere to take it. I tried doing that video where I just ride it around my yard. I did the best I could with that. That video actually took me all day to make. So, plus 5 hours to edit that thing. So, wasn't really easy to make, but I didn't really like how it turned out. I just going in circles, but I know you guys also want me to do a full speed test, but honestly, I'm a little afraid to do it because when I'm going pretty fast on this, it starts to wobble on the back end. These tires are not meant for high speed, and if I was to buy tires for high speed, that would cost me a lot of money. So, I don't really want to be dumping more money into this thing. So, I do want to do a full speed test, but I'm afraid to do it. And somebody was telling me that the way I have it geared, it'll top out at maybe 75, 80 miles an hour, and that is too fast for my taste. I'd love to do that, but on these roads that I'm around, that's a little too fast. If the cops caught me driving this Doom Buggy on the roads, that they would probably impound it and slap a huge fine. Yes, I try not to. A four-wheeled motorcycle. If it's a four-wheeled motorcycle, wouldn't it be an ATV? That would it'd be pretty cool, but I think I would have to call it an ATV if I did that. Get free tires and rims off of Craigslist. I look at Craigslist a lot, and I don't really find anything that's like a good deal on there. I more just look for, I've actually been looking for a riding mower to turn into a racing mower on Craigslist. I can't really find any that are, under $300. So I'm still looking for one that's like $100 that I can just convert easily to a riding mower, because those are four-wheel drive toilet go-kart. I think you guys are just coming up with like the most random ideas and say, just turn that into a go-kart. Take a toilet and turn it into a go-kart. I know Colin Furs has done that, and that that was a pretty cool episode of Colin Furs, but I feel like if I did that, I'd be just copycatting him. So, be a cool idea, but you know, I don't think I'm gonna do it anytime soon. All-wheel drive go-kart with one engine. That would be pretty challenging because the engine would have to be pretty powerful to, you know, turn all the wheels and all the mechanisms that you have to turn all the wheels. So it'd have to be, I couldn't use a Predator engine unless I used the 420, and those, I don't really buy any of the bigger Predator engines because they're a little expensive for me. I'm a cheapskate. I'll be honest. I'm cheap out on buying a lot of stuff. So that'd be a pretty cool idea. 4-wheel drive go-kart with one engine. I know Cars and Cameras has tried to do that with 4 engines, and I'm not really sure how well it worked because they really haven't made an update video about it. So I did see it in the behind the scene, or behind where they were working in their last video, and it kind of looked like they took it apart a little bit. Boosted Boys versus Rather Be Welding shopping cart go-karts. I have seen those videos of what are they called? Boosted Boys, the shopping cart go-kart. I've wanted to, that engine that they use, I've seen it on, what was that? Amazon, I think. That 200cc 5-speed, I think it has reversed for $500. I've been wanting to buy that engine for a while, and yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I wonder what go-kart I'd put if we did, you know, go-kart versus go-kart. I wonder what go-kart I would use to, I couldn't do this thing because it's a little too powerful and too fast. This would definitely win. Maybe the 2-speed go-kart. That'd be pretty interesting. 212 upgrades for cheap. I don't really upgrade the Predator engines that I use. I do take off. I don't really take off the governor. I more bypass it to just make it easier on myself. So all the videos that you guys have seen where you say, you know, if you want to make it go faster, take the governor off. I don't really take the governor off. I more just bypass it. And it's a lot easier to do, and you don't have to take apart the engine. I do want to make a video on how I do that, and I've been waiting to buy a brand new Predator engine so I can show you guys exactly how to do it. But I haven't really bought a new Predator engine in quite a while. So the bike behind you, you should definitely do 140cc Piranha engine for the crotch rocket style frame you built with moped wheels on it. Yeah, the thing behind me, I actually I have it set up to run a Predator with a torque converter because I just had another Predator and torque converter, 212cc. So yeah, that'd be a pretty cool idea. I've always I know that one thing you guys are really tired of is watching me just constantly use Predator engines. That's like the only engine that I've used is the Predator 212 engine. And the reason is because back a couple of years ago, I bought like, I think 5 of them. So I think I have like around 5 Predator engines, and I've kind of been just swapping them in between projects for the last like year and a half. So that's like the only engine I've ever used, except the Suzuki GS500 engine. I think that's like the only other engine that I've ever put on a project. So I know you guys are tired of me using Predator engines, but they are cheap, they're, you know, reliable, and they work. So plus they work great with torque converters. Ever look into the Lifan 125cc engines on eBay? Yes. I've seen those. I've wanted to buy them, but I kind of heard mixed reviews about that engine. I'm not sure if I would just read bad reviews, but I've been wanting to buy an engine like that, brand new engine, gears, all that, clutch. But really, I look at it, I look at the price, and I go, maybe in a year or two. So, yeah, again, I'm a cheapskate. Electric go-kart. Huh. That'd be pretty cool. I do have two treadmill motors. One of them is 3.5 horsepower. The other one is 3 3/4 of a horsepower. And I've been wanting to do something with those electric motors, but I don't have batteries to run them, and I have absolutely no skills with electronics, so I wouldn't even know how to start trying to figure out how to regulate them and how to do all this speed control stuff. I've tried looking into that stuff, and it just, I'm not good with electronics at all. So if I was going to build an electric go-kart, I'd have to bring somebody in and help me with all the wiring. I'll build the frame if he does all the wiring and all that stuff. Where's the lifted go-kart? That's sitting outside, rusting away for quite a while. I did throw a tarp over it, and the tarp kind of blew off. And yeah, it's just been sitting outside next to the small shed that's over there. I don't really know what to do with it. It's a cool project. I've worked way too hard building that thing to, take it apart. So I don't want to take it apart. I don't want to sell it, because if I sold it, they would break it and they wouldn't know how to fix it. So really, I just let it sit there, rot. I don't know what to do with it. One wheel peel go-kart. I actually made a one wheel peel go-kart. Me and Ryan made that one that he made for his senior project, and it was not that great of a go-kart. It looked like crap. There's no perfect dimensions. It's all just slapped together. I think we slapped it together maybe like 2 days. So I have a one wheel peeled go-kart that it's mid-frame suspension, and I don't know what to do with it, because I've been wanting to fix it, but then again, I've been more focused on other projects and all that stuff. So I actually have a one wheel peel, go-kart, but I just haven't really done anything. I think I made one video with it, and that's about it. So somebody commented 2-seater go-kart. Yes, I know I only make 1-seater go-karts. That's just because it's more easier to make a 1-seater versus a 2-seater. For a while, I wanted to make this dune buggy into a 2-seater, but I didn't have. There's a moth. I didn't have a second seat, and I couldn't find anyone that matched the seat that I had. I didn't want to buy 2 brand new seats, so I just went with the 1-seater just because, it was easier, and I just kept thinking, next project, next dune buggy that I make, I'll just make it into a 2-seater. Rear steer front engine. Yeah, that was back way before I even had my YouTube channel. I actually made a wooden go-kart that was front wheel drive and rear wheel steer. That thing was a complete piece of crap. I remember spending like a month making it, and it really did not work. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but I actually did make a go-kart that has front wheel drive, or front wheel, powered, and rear wheel steer. So I don't know if I have a picture of it. I don't want to take the time to look. Wow, there's a lot of comments. You should build an off-road lower. There's a lot of good YouTube channels covering that stuff. Sprocket's Garage, Fearless Font. again, I've wanted to make turn a riding mower into a racing mower or an off-road racing or riding mower, but I just can't find any riding mowers around where I am for cheap that actually aren't a complete pile of crap. So, yeah. Oh, my video is saying very bad connection again. So, hopefully this video is actually working. Hopefully you guys can see it. All the comments just stopped. You are back. Yes. Did it stop for a second? I need to. Yeah. The Wi-Fi in here is kind of on and off. Hopefully it stays on for long enough. But yeah. Yeah, it stopped. Okay. Is it back now? I think it's back. What's a cheap welder you would recommend? I would not recommend buying that one that I bought. That thing's a piece of crap. I don't know. A cheap welder? What I would do is I would look, on Amazon and look at reviews. That's a lot of what I did, is look at reviews and find the best one, the cheapest one, and buy. You're really not going to be able to. You get what you pay for when you're buying a welder. That's what I learned with that thing. You get what you pay for. If you end up buying just a $200 cheap welder, you're going to get something that works not that great. So if you really want to weld for, projects and all that stuff, if it's like for small stuff, then yeah, just get a cheap welder. It'll work. But if you're wanting to get into more welding, I'd really put more money into it and buy a lot better of a welder. Did it go out again? Is the stick welder you bought, can you weld 1/2-inch plate? If I did convert the, it's a dual voltage stick welder, so therefore I can run normal wall outlet and then I can run the higher wall outlet. I'm not sure what voltage that one is, but it's the higher one. You guys will figure it out. So if I wanted to weld 1/2-inch, I could get a much thicker extension cord and run it out to here. So yeah, it could. I haven't done it, but it says it can do it. So MIG and TIG is the only way to go. I've been wanting to buy a TIG welder for a lot of times. So yeah, I've wanted to buy one. Again, they're really expensive. One thing on this channel is I do everything as cheap as possible. I don't buy. If I need a part, I will take an entire day and figure out how I can make that part instead of going and buying it. So I cheap out. I do I make stuff work. I use old metal that I found at the scrapyard. I find old engines and all that stuff. I just try to do everything as cheap as possible, so therefore I can have quantity. I choose quantity over quality. Now, I don't know, some of you guys definitely don't like that. You guys want to see a lot better, quality go-karts. I personally like to see quantity, so that's something. A lot of people are asking about the lathe. Again, it works great. I know I haven't made a video about it recently, but that thing works awesome. I do have to replace the spindle, the main spindle, but it's starting to have a tiny bit of play in there, so therefore it's chattering. So I do need to make an update video about that thing. But did it stop working? I don't know if it stopped. Alright, I think it's still going because you guys are still commenting. Have you any thoughts of making a mill? I have thought about it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it because I don't really need a mill. A lathe is something that I've totally needed, and that's why I spent 5 or 6 months making it. So a mill is not really something that I could terribly use. It'd be nice to have, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I'd want to take another 4 or 5 months to make one. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Where's the shifter cart? The red one? That actually is behind this shed. Yeah. A lot of my projects, what I do with them when I'm done filming them is I just put them outside and let them rot. I don't know what to do with them. I don't have any room in here. This is already totally crowded in here. I have the minibike there. I have the 2-speed go-kart right here. I'm sitting on the dune buggy, and behind me is the new mini motorcycle. So it's crowded in here. Can't really put anything more in here. My small shed is totally packed, and so yeah, when I'm done with projects, when I'm finished making videos, I kind of just put them outside, either behind this shed or anywhere in my yard, and kind of throw a tarp over them and just let them rot. But yeah, the red shifter go-kart, that I took the engine off, and the entire frame and the gearbox is just sitting outside behind this shed. So I don't know what to do with it. Build a real shifter cart. I've wanted to for a while, but again, the engine's for it. My original plan with the dirt bike, if you guys remember what is that thing? I think it's a Suzuki, no? What is that? Kawasaki, I don't know. The 85cc dirt bike that I have, that my original plan on, what to do with that thing was take the engine off and put it on a go-kart, but I decided, just, turn it into a, just rebuild the dirt bike. So the dirt bike, if you guys have been wondering, I know that there's been a lot of comments about the dirt bike. That thing's sitting in my shed. It's not outside, it's at least in a shed, but it just sits there. A while ago, I did try and get it running, and it just, yeah, it wouldn't run. I want to make a video about getting it back running, but, it doesn't run that well, even when it is running, so therefore, plus I don't really know how to drive it, and my neighbors hate me. I got a couple, really bad looks when I was driving that thing around my yard, or my neighborhood. Starting to rain pretty hard. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the video. I did see somebody said a while back, where is it? Somebody said collab with quad racers. I don't know, where are they located? Again, I've been wanting to collab with, other channels, but I'm busy, and I just don't really have the time to do it. I'd love to do it, but, I don't really have the time to, I know it's expensive, but what do you think about a 6-wheel go-kart with the rear wheels, one behind the other, two 212cc engines, but not solid axles? Like a, what are those things called? The 6-wheeled thing, that'd be pretty cool to make. That'd be pretty expensive. The tires would have to be pretty big, pretty grippy, so that would that'd be pretty cool to make, but I don't know if I'm gonna make that anytime soon, because where would I drive it? And that'd be a lot of money. What kind of truck or car do you have? It's been in a couple of videos. I own the silver Chevy Silverado 1999. I actually just spent $500 buying brand new tires for that truck. So yeah, that thing's awesome. I love it. I bought it for like maybe I think it was like $4,000. I bought that truck, and it had somewhere around 116,000 miles on it, so really low miles for a 99. So I love that truck. It's got no rust. It runs like a champ, and yeah, I love that thing. I did make a couple of videos about me and Ryan putting a subwoofer in there. When I made that video, I completely did not know how you're supposed to make a subwoofer box, so therefore I just made a box, and a lot of people in that video said I'm not supposed to do that, and how I put it in there is not the way I'm supposed to do it. But now I know that. I actually took that box that I made out and I bought a brand new one, an actual subwoofer box. So therefore, I haven't made a video about it just because, I don't really want to. What happened with your stick welder? Have you ever used it? Again, the stick welder, it's right there. Doesn't work that well. You get what you pay for when you buy welders. I only bought that thing for maybe $200, including shipping. So it's a cheap welder. Doesn't work that well. The electrodes I'm using may be wrong, but it's it kind of works, but it's more temperamental. And, I wish I'd spent a little bit more money and bought an actual decent one. So, yeah. Whatever happened to the 13 horsepower go-kart? I actually still have that engine. That 13 horsepower engine. What was that thing off? That was actually a generator engine. That go-kart has been taken apart long ago, and the engine's actually sitting in my the small white shack. I'm surprised nobody, I don't know if I'm just not reading them, but I don't know if I'm just not reading them, but I'm surprised nobody's ever asked about the 2-speed go-kart. So alright, somebody just asked it. When do you think you're gonna do the first ride of the 2-speed go-kart? I actually filmed the intro of that video yesterday. I was supposed to do the riding video today, but it's been raining all day. So hopefully if weather permits, I'm hopefully gonna be able to film it tomorrow. I'm gonna upload it maybe next Monday or Sunday. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys what I actually did test drive it, but I'm not gonna tell you guys how it is. I'm gonna leave that for the video. Can you give me a shout out? Dolos Garage. Shout out to his channel. I think I just heard a tree fall. Did you guys hear that? That was pretty cool. Alright, let's where's some comments? Where's some questions? It's more just, you think you can shift on the go-kart with what was it? You think you can shift on the go-kart with that? I don't see the setup doing that well. It actually worked. I'm more just with the 2-speed go-kart, how I shift is in first gear. I get it as fast as I can go, let off the gas and just jam it into second gear. And there's a little bit of grinding, but eventually it goes into second gear and it works. So I'm actually surprised, but it actually does work. So yeah. Favorite project so far? I think my favorite project is probably the dune buggy, just because it's like the coolest project I've ever made, also with the biggest engine, and it's incredibly powerful and incredibly fast. So I think the dune buggy is my favorite project. What's the bike in the background? That thing, that is the new and improved mini motorcycle. I don't know if you got, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just answering questions as I go. Back maybe like a couple months ago, I made the mini motorcycle with the 6-speed transmission that I took off of a dirt bike. It really didn't work that well. The frame was super long, and right now I'm actually I took off the transmission, put a torque converter on it, and I shortened the frame, lowered the seat, and I actually, yeah, it's behind me. So that video is coming out soon. High school graduation, question mark. I actually have an associate's degree in welding. I actually graduated maybe about 3 weeks ago. So yes, I know you guys have said, you know, that I suck at welding, but I actually have an associate's degree in welding, and I really don't know what to do with that degree. I've been kind of procrastinating getting a job because I, you know, I've been stuck here and all that stuff. What are you doing with the green go-kart? I don't know if you guys can see it behind me. It's that green thing right there, but it's been sitting there for, yeah, it sits there. I don't really ride it that much. I'm not taking it apart at all. I'm not doing that, but I don't really know what to do with it because I don't have any place to ride these things. That's one of my issues. I don't have anywhere where I can really take this stuff, and so yeah. So yeah, the green go-kart sitting behind me. It's been sitting there for maybe like 4 or 5 months. I don't think I've ever moved it in 4 or 5 months. So sell it? No, I don't want to sell it. I've thought about selling it, but you know, if I had sold it, I would want more money than somebody would want to buy it for. Ford, Chevy, or Dodge. As I said previously, I own a Chevy, so I'm a Chevy man, but I also like Ford because my dad owns a lot of Fords. So I'm more Chevy, but I'm also Ford. Dodge is more, you know, high end. So Dodge is kind of its own, you know, thing. Can you make plans so I can make the same green go-kart? A lot of people, not for just the green go-kart, but a lot of people have asked me for the plans of a lot of projects, and I don't make plans. I don't even draw anything. So I just start building, and you know, it turns out what it turns out to be. So I could make plans. I could make, you know, dimensions and all that stuff, but you know, I don't really have the time to do that. So sorry, but I don't know if I have a. Can you put together a go-kart kit you could sell? You have a big audience. How many people are watching? Yes. I've been wanting to, you know, make a go-kart and just sell it. Make a go-kart to specifically sell. So therefore, you know, I have to make it well. It has to be, you know, not break. So I've been thinking about that, and I actually am thinking about selling the mini bike because it's a mini bike. If anything broke on it, they can just order a new part. That's one thing that is really, you know, hindering me from selling all this stuff. It's homemade. If something breaks, they can't just order a new part and replace it. It's more of a homemade. It's, you know, I make all the parts on this thing. I don't, you know, buy parts and put it on a go-kart. So if anything, if I was to sell a go-kart and say it broke, like an engine mount or something like that, they couldn't, you know, easily fix it. So, you know, that's one thing that you know, stops me from selling all this stuff. What is up about the 6-speed Peerless go-kart? The what? The Peerless is? Do you mean the shifter cart, the red one? Again, it's just sitting behind my shed, getting rained on right now. It's raining pretty hard right now. Twin engine drag cart. Yeah, I did see the Cars and Cameras have started making a drag cart. So you know, I'm kind of interested to see how well that thing turns out. So, yeah, if I was to build something like that, I'd more be copycatting them. So, it'd be cool to build, but I don't know if I'm gonna build it. You know. Are you going to put the 6-speed back on the mini motorcycle? No, I more took it off, and I'm replacing it with a torque converter, just because the 6-speed transmission, the way that I had it put on, didn't really work that well. It made it to where the frame was really long, and again, that thing worked, but it wasn't really fun to ride because the engine was more just hesitating. It had to, you know, turn the gearbox and the entire frame. So yeah, it you know, I'm not putting that gearbox back on it just because it didn't really work that well. Can you make a video showing all the old projects in the weeds? Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video of all the stuff I've made. When I first made my channel, I don't know if you guys have seen that video. Hopefully you guys haven't, because I actually made a video about all my projects. I think I called it Collection of, you know, Homemade Go-karts, and I was pretty depressed in that video, so therefore I didn't really sound as enthusiastic as I do now. So I actually have made that video a couple of years ago, and I've been wanting to make a new one, but again, haven't had the time, and I've also been wanting to finish a couple projects to put it in that video. And you give me a shout out. I don't know if I can pronounce the first name. Gaberthina Jeffcoat. Hopefully I said that correctly. Do you think you will do some kind of car or truck build? Like a full-size car or truck? That would that'd be a pretty big undertaking to do that. That'd be a pretty cool project, but again, that's a lot of money that I don't have. So I'd love to do it, but right now, money is tight. The YZ85, where is it? It's sitting in my shed, rotting away. It's not outside, thank God, but it's actually sitting in the shed, the white shed over there. And yeah, I don't know what to do with it, and I've actually thought about selling it. The guy that I actually bought it from wanted to buy it back, and I've had a couple offers to buy it, but the offers were of a lot less than what I put into it. So, you know, if I was to sell it, I'd want to get, you know, more than $600 for it, because I did put $500 into that thing to get it running. So plus, 5th and 6th gear don't work, and I'm missing the Kickstarter, so nobody would really want to buy it for $600, knowing that they have to rebuild the engine. So what is it doing? It's just sitting in the shed. I don't know what to do with it, and yeah, $601. Yeah, you should build a mini 18-wheeler. That'd be pretty cool. I have seen it done. I think I forgot what channel it is, but they built a 18-wheeler. That'd be pretty cool. You know, fully deck it out to make it look like an actual 18-wheeler. Shout out and how much money you got in the green go-kart. Alright, shout out to Nika Splash. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. How much do I have in the green go-kart? Well, maybe in the frame I have maybe like $100, maybe $200 in tires, and almost $500 in engines and torque converters. So, you know, kind of a lot. That's it's not that big of a go-kart, but I kind of got a lot of money into that thing. Plus, you know, alright. Would you recommend putting a 212 Predator on a beach cruiser? Depending on how big the beach cruiser is and how big the tires are, but What was the question? Would you recommend? I don't know if I'd recommend it. That's a little bit too small of an engine. Weed eater boat. I actually did. I made that weed eater. That video. What was that video about? Yeah, I actually did take a weed eater engine and put a boat propeller on it, and I made one video about it, and yeah. Yeah, I actually need to do a video about actually testing it to see if it actually works. When are you opening a P.O. box? I know a lot of you have been asking, saying I should open a P.O. box, but I don't know if I'm going to, because I don't want you guys sending me a bunch of weird stuff. Do a V-twin build. I'd love to do a V-twin build, but those engines are not cheap. Again, I'm a cheapskate, so I go for all the cheap stuff. And I think last time I looked, I can't really remember, but I think that engine was, I want to say like $1,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the V-twin Predator engine, isn't that thing like $1,000? Or maybe like $800, somewhere ridiculously high. If I was gonna spend that much money on an engine like that, I don't know if I would buy the V-twin Predator engine. I think I would buy the 200cc 5-speed, go-kart / ATV engine that you can find off of Amazon. You should make a mini Baja go-kart. A mini Baja go-kart. That'd be so like a normal go-kart. That'd be why you don't ever remove the governor from a Predator engine. Again, I know a lot of you people say to remove the Predator, to remove the governor from the Predator engines. I don't remove them, I bypass them. It's a lot easier to do that, and the arm that sticks out of the engine and moves back and forth, I use that to to run the engine. So therefore, I don't take off the governor, I more bypass it. It does the same thing, and it's a lot easier to set up the throttle on that. I do want to make a video about that. So yeah, pretty soon I will shout out to Champion Jackson. Shout out, and you should put the 6-speed transmission on the mini chopper. What mini chopper? The thing sitting behind me? It had a 6-speed transmission on there, but again, it didn't really work that well because I had to, connect it with Predator engine with a chain, so didn't really work that well, so that's why I'm rebuilding it and just putting a torque converter on it. Is using the governor how you bypass it? It's kind of hard to explain how I do it, but I want to make a video. I know I need to make a video on how I do it, but if you just bypass it, it does the same thing. I'm not going to try to explain it because it's kind of hard. I will make a video about how I do it, though. Get Go Power Sports to sponsor you. Yes. A lot of people have been saying I should get a sponsor by Go Power Sports, and I should, but I don't want to be really obligated to have to. I don't know. I honestly don't really know why I don't. I should, and it'd be cool too, but I'm just I don't know. You should build a pulling lawnmower or go-kart. Like a puller? Like those competition things where you pull that giant thing. That'd be pretty cool. I'd have to use a pretty big engine. And yeah. Pretty cool to do. Post more on Garage Amino and follow me on it. Yeah, I'll admit, I don't really post that much to Garage Amino just because I honestly, I don't really get that many clicks and comments on Garage Mino. I got more comments and more people liking the stuff I posted on Garage Mino when I first made my account. And now that I've posted stuff, I'm lucky if I get maybe one comment, so therefore I kind of just honestly gave up on that. I'm like, what's the point when not really many people are watching it or, clicking on it. So I know I need to, I also had a Facebook. I did set that up. I said in a couple of videos, like me on Facebook and all that stuff, and I kind of just shined it on. Haven't really gotten on. I get lazy with a lot of stuff, I'll admit. Yeah. You keep saying you don't have time, but just a minute ago you said you graduated, so you should have plenty of time. Well, work, yeah. This stuff that I do is like a full-time job, and, what I'm saying is my YouTube channel, all these videos, they take me like almost a week to make one video. So it's like a full-time job, and between that and working for my dad and all that stuff, it's kind of hard to find the time to do all that stuff. What is your job? I work for my dad, and he has a tree company, and he basically just hires me on, once every like maybe sometimes every other day, maybe like 3 times a week, and I help him cut down trees. Basically, that's why you see all these chipper trucks in my yard. Shout out to Alex's Garage. A lot of people are asking for shout outs. I'm trying to get to all the comments, but it's kind of yeah. Who is your favorite YouTuber? As far as YouTubers that build stuff, I would have to say Colin Furs. He knows how to make a professional video. I'm actually seriously envious of him and what he can do and how good of quality he can make a video and how interesting he can make a video. So I've wanted to make my videos like his, but I don't really want to copycat him. So I do the best I can. It's sometimes not the best, but I just do the best I can with making my videos. And something I want to say is I actually used a different camera with the video I uploaded today, so let me guys know if you guys like that camera, or if you want me to switch back to the old one. I know my old camera that I was using, that thing's a piece of crap. It's a Sony camera, the cheapest one you can buy, and I've been using that thing for years, or like a year and a half, so I think it's time to get a better camera. But I'm actually using my GoPro right now to film. I've been filming it with a couple different videos, and I filmed it for the video that I uploaded today. So let me know if you guys actually like that video. The quality of it. I know it's a little shaky, but get a 4-wheeler. I saw a 4-wheeler on Craigslist that I wanted to buy, but if I bought a 4-wheeler, I can't really make a video about doing anything with it. I don't have anywhere to ride it. Really, I'm only limited to my neighborhood to ride all this stuff around in, and so I'd love to buy a 4-wheeler. I wouldn't have any place to ride it though. So where's the mini bike? Yeah, if you're talking about that very small mini bike that I made quite a while ago, it's actually in the small white shed back there. I don't know if it's still running, but it's complete. I haven't really taken anything apart or taken any parts off of that thing. So yeah, it's in my shed, not doing anything. A lot of these questions are repeats, so I'm trying to find. Do you go hunting? And shout out. Shout out to Christian Reesberg. Do you go hunting? No, Am I against hunting? No. But if I was offered to go hunting with a friend, I'd say yeah, but I haven't had that opportunity, so no, I've never been hunting. I have shot a gun. I have shot a 9mm pistol, but I've never been hunting or actually, trying to kill anything with it. Make a video showing all your stuff. I will soon. I said that a couple. Are you in your garage? I'm in my shed right now. That's why the video quality is a little bad. The Wi-Fi is not that great out here, so yeah, I'm in my shed. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's raining pretty hard right now. It's kind of windy. I think I heard a tree fall a couple minutes ago, so yeah. You should do a video with quad racers or 3D machines. Yes. I know I've been saying this a couple times, but I'd love to collab with another YouTube channel, whether that be quad racers, 3D machines, cars and cameras, or Redbeard's Garage. And but haven't had the time, and they also, conflicting schedules and all that stuff. You should challenge cars and cameras. What should I challenge them with? Should I challenge a drag race with their the V-twin go-kart that they have versus my dune buggy? I think that would be kind of a equally fair challenge. That'd be kind of cool. This thing doesn't really take off that fast, but yeah. In a distance race, I think this would win. In a shorter race, I think their go-kart would win. So that'd be kind of interesting to do that. Can you tell us the source of the torque converter you got under $100? Amazon. Amazon has a lot of cheap stuff that is actually great quality. That torque converter that I bought, I don't want to say how much because I honestly can't really remember, but it's under $100, and it's honestly the same quality as the ones you buy at the go-kart online stores. So yeah, Amazon, they work great and they're a lot cheaper. Plus Amazon, for me at least, they will ship stuff to my house in like 2 days. So yeah, they're on eBay for $57. I don't know if I'd trust. I honestly don't really like eBay because I've been scammed on eBay a couple times, so I don't really like eBay that much, but I know eBay has changed a lot and they've really updated their buying policies, so therefore you don't get scammed on that as much. Why don't you ride the dirt bike? I don't really know how to ride it. I know a lot of you have been saying learn how to use a clutch. With that thing, the power band kicks in way too easily, and it doesn't really run that well. So when you're trying to accelerate, it's like cutting out, and then all of a sudden the power band kicks in, and the wheelie's and the front wheel is in the air. So plus my neighbors give me some pretty dirty looks when I start that thing up. So they're a little tolerable with this stuff because they know it's homemade. But if I ever take the dirt bike out, they start giving me bad looks. So alright, so yeah, how do I ban people from my chat? How do I do that? If I was on a laptop, I'd be able to do it, but yeah, I am seeing a lot of bad comments. So I'm just going to ignore them, and hopefully they'll go away. I'm building a front-engine, twin-engine Tecumseh Mini Gasser drag cart that's based on a 41 Willis. Any tips? I don't know if I would have any tips because Yeah. So good luck with that. That's the tip I'm gonna say. Have fun. Alright, where are your goals from the channel? What are your 5-year plans? Right now, I'm kind of in a just limbo of I don't know what I want to do. Right now, when I was in Florida, the guy that hired me and brought me down to Florida, he's calling me again and he's wanting me to go back down to Florida and work some more. I'm like, yeah, call me up and I'll definitely drive. I'll drive down there if he wants me to. So, but right now I'm kind of just, I'm here. I do have an associate's degree with welding associate's degree, and I've been wanting to get a job with a traveling welder, but I'm just right now taking it easy because I graduated, and I'm just living day by day, and yeah. When did you get back? When did I get back from Florida? I got back about a week and a day ago. So I got back last Saturday. Not the previous Saturday, but 8 days ago Saturday. Is it Sunday today? I think it's Sunday. You should do a reverse trike build. That would yeah. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't know how. I guess, yeah, just put the engine behind me. That would work. That'd be pretty cool to build, yeah. Everyone asks for a challenge against cars and cameras. A friendly build-off is nice, but a challenge is not good between channels. Are you saying that you don't want me to... Why do you say that's bad? Huh. You should build a 10 horsepower diesel on a go-kart. I don't really mess with diesel engines because, they're pretty expensive, and what's the advantage of a diesel? I know they have an incredible amount of torque, but I guess yeah, I could see the advantage of having a diesel engine on a go-kart, smaller, more torque. But aren't they a little bit slower than a normal engine? I don't know if that's true, but I think I heard that they have less RPMs, less top end RPMs than a gasoline engine. So I don't know. Yeah. Somebody's saying, please paint all my stuff. I know I leave stuff unpainted a lot, but once it's completely together and, I don't really want to take the time to take it back apart, spray paint it. That normally takes around 3 or 4 days to paint it and put it all back together. I know it makes the project, twice as, a lot better, a lot cooler, but yeah, I don't really like doing that because when it's complete, when it's together and I can ride it, I normally just kind of leave it like that. Have you ever been stopped by a cop and you should do a meetup? Have I ever been stopped by a cop? I've had the cops called on me. That one video, I think it was like over a year ago when me and Ryan were on go-karts. We went into this one neighborhood that's like way over there, and he got stuck. The owner of the apartment complex that we were in came over. He was super pissed off, and he made us stay there while he called the cops. The cops came. The cops really couldn't do anything. They just told us to, kind of clean up where we were going and, get on our way. So cops really couldn't do anything, but yes, I have had the cops called on me once. I'm thankful that's the only interaction that I've ever had with the cops. So Have you ever got metal fume fever from welding galvanized steel? Yes, I have. I got it pretty bad, where I was sick for a month, and I got all these giant welts all over, and I couldn't do anything for over a month. So yeah, welding galvanized is seriously bad. I know I'm doing that with the go-kart behind me, but I'm more taking precautions. When I tack together, that I go outside, breathe fresh air, and when I fully welded it together, I actually used a full gas mask. So I am careful with it, and yes, I have gotten metal fume fever really badly. So yeah, do not weld galvanized. Don't. I know you see me do it, but I'm an idiot, and I shouldn't even be doing it. So Patreon account. Yes, I know it. I should do a Patreon. I actually downloaded the app on my phone, and I started doing it, started making it, but then then I just gave up. I don't know why, but I remember it was asking me a question. It was asking me for an account, and I forgot the password, so I just kind of forgot it. But yeah, I should. I don't like begging for money though. That's one thing. I have a hard time with begging for money. Oh, give me free stuff, and I'll say, you're, who gave it to me. I have a hard time with that because, yeah. Do you ride dirt bikes? No. I don't think, besides the one dirt bike that I have and the couple times I've ridden it around in my neighborhood, that's like the only time I've ever ridden a dirt bike. So, yeah. Don't think of Patreon as begging for money. YouTube can be a job. I know it's like, not really begging for money, but it kind of is. It kind of is, and I don't want to be the begging YouTuber. Give me free parts, give me money, all that. I don't know. I know you kind of need to be in this day and age, but it is what it is. Again, what kind of welder do you use? The main welder that I have is a MIG Flux welder that my dad bought at a garage sale for $100, and that thing has lasted me for 3 years, and I'm very grateful that he bought it and I still have it. I love it, but I do eventually want to get better welders, but yeah. Will you build a homemade car? My phone's saying low battery. Alright, so I think my phone's about dead. I need to wrap this up. Have you gotten any welding jobs? Have I gotten any welding jobs? Not really. No, not really. I have welded a couple stuff for friends, in here, but not really anybody that I don't know where they specifically come to me and say, hey, I need this done. I've never really done that, but I probably should. I don't know why I don't. Yeah, my phone's about dead. I'm gonna have to wrap this up in about 5 minutes. It was on 100%, and it's probably probably drained the battery pretty fast. Hopefully this video's clear enough. I'm not sure how well the Wi-Fi is working. I know it's a little shaky, but I'm saying a lot of repeated questions. I'm trying to find a good question. And thank you to everyone who's saying how awesome I am and keep doing what I do. Thank you to everybody who supports what I do. I would not be able to do this stuff without you guys. So yes, thank you. Build a mini chopper that maybe you could, make it road legal. I've actually made a chopper, but never road legal. I've actually looked into making a project street legal, and all the hassle you have to go through to make it street legal. It has to have headlights, taillights, turn signals. You have to have it inspected. It has to be smog inspected, and insurance and all that stuff. If I was gonna do that, I would want to do it on a project like the dune buggy, but unfortunately I could never do that because the dune buggy is, I don't have a title for the engine, so therefore I would, it would almost be impossible for me to make the dune buggy street legal. So I have thought about it, I have looked into it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it because it would cost a lot of money to get it inspected and all the proper. Plus I would need front brakes and brand new tires all around. Please don't start your videos with, "Hey, what's up, YouTube?" You don't like that? I've been saying it for so long. It's more of a, natural instinct of me to just say that. You guys don't like that? I don't know. Do you think I should change? Stop saying that? Just say, how would I start my videos if I didn't say that? Today we are, whatever, I don't know. Yeah, it's bad. No. I know a lot of my videos are cringeworthy. This guy says it's cringy. Yeah, I know. A lot of my videos are cringy, but they are what they are. Are you on Facebook? Yes, I have a Facebook account. It's Rather Be Welding on Facebook. Rather capital B Welding. It's the same as my YouTube channel. I don't really post anything to it, but I do have it. It's there. All-wheel drive go-kart. A lot of people have been saying all-wheel drive go-kart. I should do that, yes. Also, a lot of people are asking for shout-outs. I'm not shouting out everybody. It would, yeah. Can you make an Instagram? I've been thinking about making Instagram, because Instagram's pretty easy. Just take a picture, you post it, you're done, I probably should. I don't know if you guys would, actually watch it, but that'd be pretty cool. Do a super torquey go-kart with no top end. I was kind of hoping that the 2-speed go-kart was going to be like that, but that'd be a pretty cool I don't know. For me, I like speed. Speed is awesome, and that's what I more go for with all my projects. So, but yeah, that'd be definitely a change. Add a Snapchat. Like Riley said, what is your name? My name is Christopher Kraft. Kraft. I know I haven't ever said that in any videos, but yes. Speed is key, yes. Who says that? Who, that's really sounding familiar. Who says that? I think I might have to end this right here. My phone's saying 10%. Yeah, that battery has not lasted long. So yeah, hopefully I've answered most of your questions. I know I didn't get to a lot of Jacksepticeye. That's where I heard it. All right, so yeah, hopefully this video was interesting. Hopefully it actually worked. I know Wi-Fi didn't work that well. It cut out a couple times, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know if you guys want me to do more live streaming. I don't know how well this one went, but I did my best. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and good night to all.